Hey, hi, hello, my name is dis.cat. This is Project Hardcover, where we're letting books be the escape. Hello, lovelies, and today for you I have my top 15 of 2015 graphic novels. That's right, I had to split these videos in two because I read so many amazing books in 2015. Multiply that by like 2 of the amazing books I read in 2015, and that's how many amazing graphic novels I read in 2015. Like, for real, 2015 was most def the year of the graphic novel for dis.cat. But I have managed to do it. I have managed to narrow down that ridiculously incredible number down to 15, and I am just so excited to talk about these graphic novels with you guys because they were so good. If you guys want to blow a ridiculous amount of time on figuring out which books of 2015 I love the most, you can check out my top 15 of 2015 book video down in the doobly-doo. I'll leave the link down there. And without further ado, because I'm sure this video is also going to be ridiculously long, let's just get started. Coming in at number 15, we have The Wicked and the Divine by Kieron Gillen. Yes, so this was a graphic novel that I was very tentative going into. I mean, I'd heard really good things, but it felt really iffy to me. But I actually really enjoyed it. The story is very complex, the characters are very diverse and interesting. The whole concept of the story is incredibly interesting and intriguing. It's constantly taking twists and turns and you never really know what's gonna happen. They're constantly ending on cliffhangers, and the artwork is stunning. Like, it's stunning. It's ridiculous. Like, these people are witches with their art. It's ridiculous. There are times when this can get a little confusing. They move forward a little quickly without explaining much to you, but overall, I really enjoyed it, and I definitely recommend it. Coming in at number 14 on this list is Peter Panzerfaust. I'm not entirely positive how to pronounce it, by Curtis J. Wade. Okay, so this is sheer brilliancy. Like, sheer brilliancy. I am so surprised that someone has not thought to do this before, and of course now having seen it, it just makes such amazing sense. It takes two beautiful concepts and just marries them together so perfectly, and it was so awesome and so amazing. It made the story so much more interesting and complex and exciting. I loved this so much. I didn't realize how much I was going to love this. I totally did. I just so did. If you like anything World War II era and you like Peter Pan, like, you must read this because it's absolutely fantastic. And of course, Curtis J. Wade always has amazing illustrations in his graphic novels, and it's just super fantastic and super wonderful, and just, everyone go read this because it was just so good. I loved this so much. I need to read more of it. Coming in at number 13 is Persepolis. The Complete Persepolis, to be exact, by Marjane Satrapi. I think that's how you say her name. So this is like one of the most popular graphic novels out there in the world, and I definitely understand why. This graphic novel was so emotional, and the art style was very simple, but still so clean and amazing. I loved it, and it was extremely educational. Like, I didn't know about, like, any of this stuff with, like, Iran and their civil wars and all of their nonsense. I didn't know, like, anything about any of this until I read this graphic novel, and it was just so incredible and so amazing. It's just such a great story of becoming who you are in this country that's just constantly war-torn, and it was just so good. So good. I definitely understand why it gets all the hype that it does. It totally deserves it. It's just, so great. If you love graphic novels and you have somehow not read this yet, go do it, like, right now. Coming in at number 12 on this list, of course, has to be Steven Universe by Jeremy Sorcy. These names, these graphic novelists and their names. Steven Universe is my favorite television show of like all time. So of course when the graphic novel came out this year, I ran out and I got it and I read it, and it was so adorable. It was every bit as amazing as the TV show, and just, oh guys, if you don't have Steven Universe in your life, you need to fix this, because Steven Universe is just one of the best things ever, and it's just so good. Just everything about it is good. So definitely, like, even if you're not interested in like watching the show because, I don't know, time commitment or something, go pick up the graphic novels because they're just as good. Just people, you need Steven Universe in your life. You need it. Coming in at number 11 on this list is The Encyclopedia of Early Earth by Isabel Greenberg. This graphic novel was just so many different kinds of amazing. I don't even know where to begin. Like, the story is incredible. It reads like an old folk tale or like an origin story or one of those like Native American tales. It's just so beautifully done. The artwork is incredible and beautiful, and the story is so heartwarming and so interesting and intricate, and it's just, it is so fantastic. So brilliantly brilliant. It's one of my all-time favorite graphic novels of like ever now, and it's just so great, so wonderful, beautiful. I need to get my hands on a physical copy of this because I love it so much. Fantastic. Is a must-read if you like graphic novels. It's just so good, so good. Coming in at number 10 is Lumberjanes by Miss Wonderful Noelle Stevenson. Just, Noelle Stevenson, man, you are a gift. This graphic novel series is so awesome. It is just full of just such amazing themes for young girls. It's just all about young female empowerment, not only through your own self, but also standing up for your fellow girls and just having a really great relationship with other girls. And it's so great, and it's so quirky and fun. There's a queer relationship in it. It's so great. I loved this so much. I mean, I had an inkling that I was gonna really like it based on some other stuff that I've read by Noelle Stevenson, which is coming later. So I had a feeling I was really gonna like this, but not as much as I did. Like, OMG. This is fantastic. I need to get my hands on the second volume because I need more of this in my life. It was wonderful, greatness, awesomeness. Go read this. It's just so good. It's so good. Coming in at number 9 on this list is Black Science by Rick Remender. This is another one of those graphic novel series that I was really scared about getting into, especially because of just how heavy the sci-fi is in it. And I wasn't sure how I was going to do with that. But oh my goodness, that first volume sucked me in so hard. I literally could not stop reading it. The characters are so brilliant with how complex and flawed they are. The relationships are so jagged and just so friction-y, which I love. Friction is bae. I love friction between characters. And the story is really, I wouldn't say it's unique necessarily, but it is very interesting, and it's very just so action-packed, and there's so much tension and thrill, and oh, it's so good. It is so good. I will admit, the second volume kind of dwindles down a bit, but the third volume picks it right back up. It's just, oh, it's so good. I am so glad I took the chance and read this because it was fantastic. It was so great. Definitely recommend this. Like, don't be intimidated by the sci-fi. Read it. It's so good. So good. So good. Coming in at number 8 on this list is a graphic novel series that kind of took over my life for a little bit there, and it is Morning Glories by Nick Spencer. Yes, if you guys have been paying attention to any of my graphic novel wrap-ups or anything, you know that this series, man, it consumed me for a little bit. This is another one. I was tentative about going into it, but this volume could not put it down. It was intriguing and gripping and thrilling from like the first 2 pages in, and you are just hooked instantly. You have to know what's going on. Full of mystery, and there's just so much thrill, and it's so good. The characters are all very, very different from each other, and they all have just vastly different voices and backgrounds and beliefs, and it's so incredible. And it's just, oh, there's so much tension and mystery and just conspiracy theories. It's just, oh, this is great. This is great. Like, if you're a fan of, like, Lost or something, if Lost was, like, one of your favorite TV shows, you need to get up on this. Like, this is so up your alley, it's not even funny. This was great. Fantastic, just, I loved this. This was amazing. Coming in at number 7 on this list is The Sculptor by Scott McCloud. Oh my god. This graphic novel is so ridiculous. It's another one that it's just so incredible on so many different levels. I don't even know where to start. We'll start with the artwork, because that's simple. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, it's clean, it's seamless, and it's just so awesome. It's so great. Then we have the story, which is so fantastic and so heartbreaking and heartwarming, and it's so important, and it just hits parts of you that you didn't even know were there, and then all of a sudden there they are, and they're in pain, and it's just, oh, it was so good. It was so good. The characters were fantastic. So relatable and real. You could relate to them so hard, especially if you are any kind of creator on any kind of level. You will resonate with these characters so much, and it's just, oh, it was so good. It was fantastic. I'd heard people just hyping this up for so long, and oh, it's all true. All the hype is true. It's just so fantastic, amazing. You are any kind of creator of literally anything, you need to read this graphic novel, because it's going to teach you some things about yourself, and it's going to break you, so just prepare yourself. Coming in at number 6 is Lock and Key by Joe Hill. This graphic novel series was so good. So good. I loved it so much. I would read one volume and immediately I would need the next one. The story was just so interesting and so just complex. The characters were so great. Complex characters, very flawed, multifaceted, and the dynamic between them was so awesome and just so great. Again, the story, very just so interesting and gets so creepy, and the artwork is wonderful. I will admit though, I'm not entirely satisfied with how it ended. I think it could have ended a little better, but overall, it was fantastic. Fantastic. Like, so good. Like, oh my goodness. Just go read it. Just go read this series. It's so good, so great. I loved it so much. Just, oh, I loved this. I loved this so hard. Coming in at number 5. Oh, we're down to the nitty-gritty now. Coming in at number 5, we have Rat Queens by Curtis J. Wabe. Oh, this is one of like my favorite things ever. This is one of the best things that has happened to me. So this graphic novel was pitched to me as badass female World of Warcraft awesomeness, and like that is exactly what it is. It's just so kick-ass with all of just the awesome female characters who are all very, very complex, all very interesting, very, very diverse. The story is so much fun. There is so much sass in this. There's action and magic and romance, and it's just, oh, it's so good. It's so good. This is literally one of my favorite things. I cannot wait until the next volume comes out. I am in love with this. If you love kick-ass assassin ladies and sassiness and just awesome, you need to read this, because this is just for you. This is all for you. All for you. Coming in at number 4 is another one of these graphic novel series that, guys, I cannot say enough about it, how much I love it. It's just so fantastic, and that is East of West by Jonathan Hickman. This graphic novel series is so amazing. I love it so much. Though I will admit, it does take 1 or 2 volumes to really get into it and start to really understand how the world works, because it's so vast and complex and the characters are so very just intricate and complex. I understand if it takes like 1 or 2 volumes, but after that 1 or 2 volumes, you are hooked, you are sealed in, you are just, you're done, you're sold. You will do literally anything to get your hands on the next volume, like me. Like, I seriously cannot wait until volume 5 comes out. I need the 5th volume of this. I need it like I need air. I need more of this because it was so great. The world is so incredibly amazing. It's like sci-fi and western and dystopian and just so many things all at once. You have so much political intrigue going on here. The characters are all very complex and flawed and so interesting, and their dynamics with each other is so interesting and complex and just amazing. This is so awesome. I love it so much. If you guys like graphic novels, if you guys like awesomeness and greatness, go read this because you will love it. And it's just, I love this so much, you guys. I love it so much. Coming in at number 3 on this list is another graphic novel series that has just stolen my heart. And I love it oh so much. And I don't know how I existed without this in my life. Like, oh my god. And it is Saga by Mr. Brian K. Vaughan. I know how much hype this has been getting on BookTube. I know how much hype it's been getting. And guys, it is worth every iota of it. This story is so epic and so amazing and so emotional and beautiful. It's so freaking good. It's like the most epic of epic journey tales, like drama, opera-esque awesomeness taking place in space, and there's love story, and there's a giant war, and there's like a little bit of a Romeo and Juliet-esque thing going on, but it's not dumb and insipid. It's so good. It's so amazing. I fell in love with this so freaking quickly. And then I gave it to my friend, and then she fell in love with it so freaking quickly. And then everybody on BookTube fell in love with it so freaking quickly. And it was just so incredible. And it's so amazing. And it's wonderful. I don't know how, if you are a fan of graphic novels, you have managed to escape this, but you need to stop escaping it. You need to fall into the pit that is Saga, because it is the best freaking pit you can fall into. Just, let the Saga have you. Let it have you, because it's so good. So good, and it's so amazing. You need Saga. You need Saga. And these final 2, guys, man, they did some smackdowns in my brain place for who was gonna take number 1 spot, because both of them, I love them so freaking much. I know that I've said that I've loved like all of these, and I do, but these 2, different level of love, like, oh my god. But I managed to put them on a place. I couldn't tell you exactly why I placed them here. I just did, and I'm gonna be done with it because I couldn't fight with myself about it anymore. But coming in at number 2 is none other than Chew by Mr. John Layman. Guys, words cannot express how much I have come to not just love, but adore this graphic novel series. This is one of those series where you totally think that it's just going to be this really fun, wacky, quirky ride, and then slowly over the course of it, it starts to gain this really deep, dark depth, and it starts weaseling its way into your soul, and before you know it, you're hysterically sobbing and you don't know why. And it's just so good. It's so amazing. The characters are so funny, and they're so relatable, and you love them so much. So lovable, these characters, and the story is funny, and it is wacky, and sometimes it gets a little ridiculous, but you love it anyway, and just, oh, it gets so deep, and it gets so real, guys. It goes from 0 to 60 in a hot damn minute, and you don't even realize what's happening until it's done, and then you're just crying, and it's just, oh, it's so good. I love this so much. So much. This is like probably one of my all-time favorite series, like of any kind of fiction of all time now. Like, I adore this. This is fantastic. If you have not picked up Chew, even if you're not a fan of graphic novel, I don't care. Let this be your first graphic novel. If so be it. This is amazing. You need this in your life. Just let Chew guide you into the wonderfulness of its madness and amazingness, and everything will be okay. Chew. You need Chew. I know you've said you've needed a lot of stuff on this list, but you need Chew. Like, you need it. You need it. And then finally, we have the number one. We have the number one, and some of you might know what it is, because I alluded to it earlier in this video. If you guys thought that it would be Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. Gold star for you guys. It was Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. This book freaking rocked my world, guys. I can't even begin to explain to you. So this lore, I don't even have words. I can't word right now. This glorious piece of amazing artwork. This starts off like so many of like my favorite things ever, my favorite movies, my favorite TV shows. It starts off real simple and quirky and fun and hilarious. And you think that's what it's gonna be? Just this fun little ride of quirky and amazing funniness. And then grabs your soul and it squeezes some more, and it rips it out and it throws it on the ground and it stomps on it, and it's just, and it's so great. You don't even care. You don't even care what it's doing to your soul. You don't care because it's so good. These characters are so beautifully done. They're equally just wacky and sarcastic and witty and fun, but they're also so deep and tortured and relatable and so incredibly amazing, and it's just, oh, and it's so good. There are also queer characters in this, and it was fantastic. And the story, again, it starts off so fun, and it's hilarious. It's so funny. The first, like, 2 pages of this had me rolling on the floor laughing. And then by the end of it, hysterical sobbing. Hysterical. Like, I was, And then there were parts of it that had me squealing, crying, because it was so adorable and so cute. It was just so many emotions all at once, and such, it's not that big, guys. It's not that big. There shouldn't be that many feels in this, but there was, and it was so great. It was so wonderful that I gave it its own review. I reviewed this. If you want to see that review where you see me squeal and talk about how amazing it is even more, I will link it down in the doobly-doo. And yes, it is just definitely my favorite graphic novel of this year. It's one of my all-time favorite books ever now. It's just so great. If you have not read this graphic novel, you need to go do it. It's so fantastic, so wonderful. Just, it will not disappoint you. You will love it, and it will be great. And that is it. Those are not all of the graphic novels I read this year, but those were my favorite graphic novels that I read this year. Seriously, I read so many graphic novels, you guys, and these were so great, just so amazing. I know I didn't go into an awful lot of detail about what they all were about, but you can go back on my channel and look at all of my hauls and my wrap-ups and everything, and you will find all the information there. And I will leave all of the videos that I said I would link down in the doobly-doo. Just, guys, I have so much love for these graphic novels now, and graphic novels are amazing! Graphic novels are amazing! Like, if you have not started reading graphic novels, you definitely need to, because they are amazing little pieces of literature, and just, they will change your life. They're just, they're so good, so good. Let me know down in the comments if you guys read any of these graphic novels. Tell me how much you liked them. Tell me if I didn't add your favorite graphic novel of the year on this list so I can go and check it out. Leave me all of that wonderfulness down in the comments. As always, thanks you guys for watching. I will see you next time, and remember, books are the escape.